Welcome. I remember back when I was in high school, I went to what they called a magnet school. I don't know if they have those anymore or if they have those around where you are, but basically, instead of being like a regular high school where you just go to the high school that is closest to you or the district that you live in, you like sign up to go to this specific school because it has like some specialized programming, specialized classes. Like this one had 3 specialized sections. It had a medical section, engineering section, and information technology. And basically, it could just you could like get some advanced, specialized classes. I don't know how else to describe it in those areas. If you thought maybe that's what you wanted to do in life or something. And I thought it would be cool to do the IT stuff because I thought I was going to be getting into computers and maybe doing that with my life. Basically, long story short, all I learned is that I like playing with computers more than working with them, but I guess I do work with computers now a little bit. Although I've kind of stopped building my own computers, even though that is in one of those it is pretty cool. In one of those high school classes, we did get to do a class where I think we only had to pay like $200, which is weird that you had to pay $200 for a school class, but it is still public school, so it kind of makes sense. But we got to build our own computers. That was my first PC that I had, and that was in like 2008 or something. So that was pretty cool as a high schooler to be able to, we got to put all the parts in there together. And then I had my own, maybe it might have even been 2007. I had my own computer that I had built all the parts and put them all together. I mean, that's a good learning experience for any like high school kid trying to get into that sort of thing. Anyways, that's not the part of the story I was trying to talk about, because I had this thing pop into my head where I had this special class where one of my periods was I just would help the school's IT administrator out. Pretty much do whatever he wanted. And I guess it was supposed to look good on a transcript or something, even though I guess I've never really... Also what I realized is no one really cares what you did in high school, but I guess it was good experience. Anyways, I would go in there, and he had this little office, and I had like a little laptop that he'd give me, and I'd sit with the laptop at the other end of his desk or on like this little cart and like check the support tickets that came in, and depending how simple it was, I would go and like fix people's stuff, if they had, simple enough stuff that he could assign to me. I would go do it. And, usually just like restarting people's computers or fixing a projector or this or that or random stuff. I don't really remember. But what sticks out to me about this guy is that at first, a couple times he would sneeze, and he got like, it seemed like actually a little bit annoyed that I didn't say bless you. Because I remember he sneezed. And maybe after like the third time he sneezed, this might have been like, I'm talking about like 3 times over a couple months. And then at one point he was just pushed over the edge. And he said, "What? You don't say bless you after someone sneezes?" And at that point I realized that for some reason in my family, I had just never been brought up to like say anything to people after they sneeze. I mean, there's not really a reason that you should. It's just someone sneezing. I mean, if someone sneezes, I guess it's polite and it's socially expected. It's kind of our weird modern custom to say bless you after people sneeze. I mean, I've heard like a million different reasons why we say bless you after people sneeze. Like maybe it's because, people used to think that their heart stopped for a moment after they sneeze, or maybe it means that they have it's the first signs of some terrible disease and they're as good as dead, so might as well bless them now, so on and so forth. But I mean, if we say bless you after you sneeze, why don't we say bless you after people fart or burp or hiccup? Like, there's all these other weird, unpredictable and impromptu bodily functions where we kind of let them go unnoticed. I mean, I am kind of on board with my parents not teaching me to say anything to sneezes. It's very arbitrary, but I will say it's kind of a fun, I mean, I think I do usually say bless you now to people, or gesundheit or something. Like, it's just like this fun little exchange, right? Someone sneezes and you say bless you, or maybe there's like a little game where you like wait to see if they're one of those people that sneezes 2 or 3 times, because you don't want to be double, triple blessing them. But it's fun because they sneeze, you say bless you, and then they say thank you, and it's just like everyone feels a little bit better. Or maybe they're like, it's like during some like something where you're supposed to be quiet, like you're in a church service or something, and you go bless you, and they're like thanks, and it's like some secret little exchange between you. I don't know. Am I wrong? It's like, it is actually kind of fun to say bless you after people sneeze. I don't know. Anyways, in other news, I called my doctor's office. I demanded to see them, and they were like, "No, your insurance says that your yearly check-in has to be these yearly check-ins have to be spaced apart by a year and a day." Because I looked up, when my next physical was, when my next doctor's appointment was, and they're like, "Nope, you can't move it up. Your insurance says so." I'm like, "Well, can I just come in for like a regular visit?" They're like, "Oh yeah, you can do that." But my doctor apparently has a packed full schedule, so I just went in and saw a nurse practitioner who was very, very nice. I like her a lot. Anyways, basically my problem was I've just been like struggling. Like, I thought maybe I had maybe I do. Maybe I have I don't know if I had like ADHD, extremely prolongedly undiagnosed, or maybe I'm just depressed or something. Anyways, I was just happy with myself for going in there and just, like asking for help in some way, like just trying to solve the problem a little bit, in some way, instead of just, wallowing and spiraling a little bit at home. Because sometimes there's just long streaks of days where I'm just like, this is miserable. And even just going to the doctor, and just trying to, just even doing something, even if it doesn't end up completely solving everything, that just like coming out of the doctor's office after that, I was like, I haven't even taken what they prescribed yet, and I feel a little bit better, like some weird kind of placebo effect before I've even taken the drugs. Anyways, they did put me on a new antidepressant. I'm taking Wellbutrin now, 2 days, which it probably hasn't even kicked in yet. It's probably one of those drugs that takes like a few weeks or something to really start affecting you. But, it's like when you're expecting something good to happen, when you're expecting to feel better, I think you do feel better. So, hey, I don't know if that's what placebo effect is, or if that's just the power of positive thinking. I'm not sure. Plus, I've got one more semester left at school, and I can get a free therapist at school through like the student health center. I did that last semester. It was just I don't want to say just a grad student, but if I can get another grad student therapist, even half as good as one I had last semester, I mean, I think even like, I don't know, I've heard stories of people having bad experiences with therapists, and I don't want to discount that. And I don't even know if it's possible to, quote unquote, shop around for therapists at a student health center. Like, can you ask for a different one? And I feel like they just kind of assign you one. But I feel like it's just so useful just to be able to talk it out with someone who has no impact or effect on your life at all, who just doesn't know. So you have to like, sometimes explaining it all, like starting from zero, and explaining everything, you start to realize things on your own. Plus, I guess, I don't know, is that the whole point of a therapist? They're like trained to give you, I don't know if feedback is the right word, but somehow I have found it useful. It doesn't solve everything, but it doesn't make things worse either, in my experience. Oh, also, I will say the doctor did not look, I feel like it's kind of trendy. The problem with me asking the doctor if I had ADHD is I was like afraid to say it because I feel like it's kind of trendy for people to say, to like self-diagnose with ADHD these days, and I was like hesitant, and and she was like, I don't know, we'd have to talk a lot more, but she didn't want to rush into a diagnosis, and she said she would sign me up for like a behavioral study or something at the school, which I think will start soon. She said they'll call me, and obviously that'll be nice because I think if it's at school, it'll be free as well. And I don't know. I'm optimistic. Also, in other news, I just finished watching this show called Slow Horses, which I've tried starting to watch a while ago, and then I couldn't get through the first episode, which happens to me sometimes with TV shows. Like I'm just in the wrong mood for it, and then I don't watch it forever, and then I come back to it later, and it's just amazing. That happened to me with Slow Horses. There's 3 seasons, new season coming out soon, which I'm looking forward to, and it's like this kind of slightly gritty British like spy movie. I wouldn't call it thriller, maybe a little bit, but it's about like these cast off agents of like MI5. They're like a bunch of MI5 agents that are put in like this kind of section of MI5 that, that's where all like the like the neglected or all the agents go that they don't really like and are trying to get rid of or something, but they they come through in the end. They rally and get it done. They get underestimated. So, and I don't know, I liked it. And there were a lot of like weird funny bits, but it's like kind of like tongue in cheek, or it's not in your face humor, if that makes sense. There were some other TV shows I watched recently. Oh, I watched this movie called Megan Levy, which was apparently based on a true story about a woman who was like she was like a bomb sniffing dog handler in the Marines or something. That was a pretty good movie. It made me cry a little bit. I don't know how realistic it was. I don't know. I liked it though. And now I'm watching this kind of cheesy TV show called A Discovery of Witches. And I don't know how long this TV show will last for me because if I'm going to choose between sci-fi and fantasy, I usually choose sci-fi. But this TV show has like demons, witches, vampires, and like modern day England type thing. And, sometimes, well, there was just a very dramatic kiss in the episode I just watched. So yeah, I feel like, what was that TV show I watched where it got really steamy? Vampire Diaries or something. I can't tell. I don't think it's going quite down that road, but we'll see. I really just want more TV shows like The Expanse, but there's just not that many of them, I guess. Also, I heard that there's books. There's The Expanse books that are pretty good, so maybe I'll listen to those on audiobook lately. Right now, I've almost finished an audiobook called Children of Time, I think by someone named Adrian Tchaikovsky, which is really good because, I don't know, it's got like a vast scale as far as that vast scale of time. And that kind of thing just tickles my brain a lot. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore, but thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. All right, bye everybody. Bye.